I almost joke. Welcome back to Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Azem featuring Jade, Gwyneth Johnson. And it's now time to jump into E-Local with our lovely friend, our big friend, Waveney Henry. Good morning.
Good morning, Kevon.
Morning, Waveney. How you
Morning,
doing?
Azem.
Morning,
Morning, Jade.
Auntie. I could call you Auntie on you.
So let's just put this out there now. Let me come out of space. Hold on.
Please, because you were scaring me.
So I'm now in the wilderness. So um I know you ain't gonna come on here and play shy.
Oh, oh,
Impossible.
that will never happen. Okay.
Impossible.
Okay, just establishing that.
Can
So
you turn the volume up a little bit on the headphones? Okay. Thank you.
I was asking if I'm allowed to call you Auntie on you.
You may.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Auntie, how are you? You
I'm-
come in here in your lavender.
Loving it.
right?
Loving it.
Thank you.
You ever saw that video? I'm going to send it to you.
Yeah,
Somebody
I
was,
should
get,
lavender.
was getting
Send it to
cussed
us,
and they
send it to
said, enjoy lavender.
Send it to me. I haven't
So-
seen it.
I don't see these things.
So we love to start this segment out with you telling us a little bit about who you are and what it is you do.
Okay, so my name is Waveney Henry, and currently I am the Assistant Director of Human Resources for the Park Hyatt St. Kitts. In addition to that, I am growing my business that is called the People's Brand. It is a coaching business, and it helps female managers that are new to leadership to leverage their communication, build their relationships so that they emerge as influential leaders at work. It's a
Excuse
mouthful.
me.
Female
yes.
empowerment and
Love
development.
that.
Yes.
I love it.
So what are some like brands that people probably haven't realized and as familiar with that you've pushed into the light of where they're supposed to be? Like I think I'm familiar with the alcohol one. What's it called? Creme. There's this
La Cremas, I
alcohol
think.
brand that I saw you working with. It's a like a cream.
You mean crystals?
Yes. What's
You
it?
saw me. Are you sure it was me? I know I worked with Crystal. She worked with us at the Park Hyatt. And we're really good friends. So
Oh, you
you
didn't
may
help her with that one? I thought I saw you
to
helping her
set,
with that one.
No, maybe you saw me posting stuff for her. Yeah,
Oh,
we're
okay,
really
okay.
good friends. So,
Okay.
Right.
and I do that a lot. Like,
Yeah, you do. You post a lot of things.
Yeah.
You must admit.
But Waveney, what you're doing, I think, is so incredible. But tell us a bit about exactly what sparked sparked you on this journey of the people's
Coach.
brand and everything that the brand is trying to achieve.
Okay, so I love HR. I love HR. And I've recognized over the course of my experience that there was a need in our federation. I didn't always start off focusing on coaching. But there was a need. I recognized there was a need in the federation. And so I've worked for two major brands on the island. I've worked for the Marriott. I've worked now for Park Hyatt. And it was me joining Park Hyatt when we were opening. I recognized that there was a need for persons because the interview skills were a bit off.
Right.
Persons did not have the right resumes, or when I interview them, you could see the potential, but they were not crafting what they were saying correctly.
Right.
They were shy.
So the
and
potential was there, but in order to display it and present it,
Right.
the translation was a bit.
it was a bit off.
Right,
And so I've always wanted to start a business. And so my entry into business was teaching people how to craft their resumes, how to interview, that sort of stuff. I knew that the People's Brand would grow eventually, but that was my entry into business, and it was born out of the need for helping others, because I like to see people win, I like to see people succeed. I mean, there's nothing more than you going for an interview and you said the wrong thing, or you're not well put together.
Yeah, the comfort, just not comfortable.
Exactly. And some of these individuals, they just didn't have the support. And so I started with those interview classes. And so over time, like any business, you want to grow, you want to scale, you want to really serve people. And so it has now evolved to coaching, where I offer support and guidance to persons who are like young managers, are new to management. I keep saying young, I don't know why. Who are new, new to leadership, new to management.
Okay. So what you're saying is initially in your position as, someone who have to sit in on some of these interviews,
or leading these interviews.
Yeah. You recognize that there were people who were having trouble presenting themselves in the best way possible.
That's correct.
And that might have been a hindrance to them, getting a job or moving forward in whatever field.
Because you can have
like
the skill, but you have to go through the process, and the process is interviewing. And interviews, like I remember when I had to do interviews, and sometimes I would be super nervous, like the information is there and then they ask you a question and you're going blank.
Yes.
Which really does hinder you from getting a position that you probably qualified for.
Yeah. Sometimes we psych out ourselves too, because I think sometimes the stakes are so high for some people. Like let's say you just come out of college, you're looking for a job, and you recognize that I might not be in a situation where I could depend on a mommy or a daddy. So the stakes are high, and sometimes that pressure as well makes really make it difficult in those those situations.
That is true, but as well as here in St Kitts, we have a very formal way of interviewing, so that adds to the pressure. What I usually tell people is an interview is a conversation, and that takes the edge off. It's a professional conversation.
Right.
All right, because you can't get the most out of someone if they are nervous. So the idea is to make them comfortable.
Right.
Get them comfortable, get them talking, and so you can really assess the candidate. And this goes for all levels,
And I think that's something that people don't really pay attention to, that you don't just interview for jobs as a newcomer or in a starting position. But as you move up the corporate ladder, like in order to do that, you have to go through these processes as well.
Right.
And so you recognize that some people, even though they might already be in a certain field or working, that they also had some skills that they could develop.
Right.
All right. So, like, what are some of the skills that you found? People who are new to management, new to leadership, could use some help with.
So, I think that one of the traits, and I've come to understand this over the last few years. One of the traits that I see missing in leaders is empathy.
Here, with the applause.
Right?
With the applause.
It is empathy, and empathy is different from sympathy.
Right.
Sympathy means, I feel so sorry for you. Empathy is really putting yourself in the other person's shoes. And if you're to be an effective leader, you have to learn how to do that. Right. It doesn't mean that you're going to, the person is going to get what they want, right? But it helps because it guides your conversation.
Right.
Right? It guides your conversation when you have to speak to someone about their performance. if you utilize empathy, if you lead with empathy, the conversation is going to be very different than if you are leading, well, you're wrong.
Right,
and
right.
I'm right, and this is the way you do it, right?
Right.
It's different.
It goes from a confrontational experience to one perhaps of fact finding and
Exactly.
and encouragement and
curiosity.
Right.
Because you want to find out why.
Right.
People don't just get up and go to work and decide to do a bad job. I don't believe that.
And you're right, because sometimes things are happening at home and employers might not know, but you have an employee that usually operates one way, and did one day you realize they're not doing their job to their best of ability, they're not paying attention, they're not like fully aware of the environment today.
Right.
And that can be because they could have a debt at home, they had an argument before they came to work, and just empathizing with them could help them feel a lot better about being in the work environment, and that might help them to actually get back to how they were, because you spend most of your day at work anyway. So if you feel like this is a comfortable environment for you, why wouldn't you want to come there and do your best?
Exactly. Another skill that is perhaps missing, and I know I struggled with it a little bit, is what to delegate as a new leader, what to delegate. Because you're coming from a place where you own your results, right? You're given a task, you get it done, you don't have to depend on Jade, right?
Right.
Unless, it's a project or something like that. But for the most part, you own your results. But when you are now the leader, your results come through the people.
Right.
And so a lot of the times you don't know what to delegate. You're still in the mode of, let me hold on to this. I may know that Jade is not very good at a task. So I'm like, okay, it's easier to do it myself. How many times have you said that, right? Let me just do it myself.
Yeah.
Our reluctance to trust.
Exactly.
Or ask them to.
Exactly. And then you have those leaders who are fearful that by showing someone something, the person is going to take the job.
Oh boy.
Right? Right? So, and that comes from a place of fear. And so I would say empathy, I would say knowing what to delegate, and there are a host of other things, but those two things are more popped up in my mind right now.
Yeah. Initially, you spoke about the fact that as of now, there seems to be mainly a focus on women in the workplace from your company. What unique issues did you see, needed to be addressed as it relates specifically to women in the workplace?
Well, there's studies out there and there's data out there that tells you that men progress much more quicker than women. They're paid more than women. Unfortunately, in St. Kitts, I don't know that we have that data, right, available here. Another thing that women also encounter is that, our confidence. We sometimes feel like we sometimes downplay our skills or experiences as opposed to men who are more, outgoing or given more opportunities, right? And so those are some of the things. You may find that women have to fight as, really hard, right? You may find that women have to prove themselves. I know that has certainly happened to me where I have to prove my experience. I felt that way by being questioned, right? And it's happened in the workplace. So those are some of the things that women experience, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I have a question. So, your Instagram, you're People's Brand has an Instagram, and I think it is an amazing place for people to learn a lot of things.
Thank you.
Just by scrolling. Information is consumable. It's digestible. Like, everything is just so simple and easy to read.
Thank you.
And one of my favorite things that you posted last year when all of the COVID stuff happened was your breakdown of what, furlough and layoff and reduction in force meant.
Okay.
I love that because a lot of people were seeing those words and they had no clue what it meant. And I was
Right.
sending it to them like, this is what it means. This is what
Right.
it means. And, I love that you have that resource available. You do, short little videos and you talk about certain things. And then even last year we saw you had a workshop called Intention 2020. Tell me about that. What was it about? How did it go?
Oh,
And is there a plan to do it again? I know COVID sort of stopped the gathering, but
Yeah.
is there a plan to do it again?
well, first of all, thank you so much for recognizing my Instagram. I've worked really hard on that.
We can see that.
Yeah, I've worked really hard on that. Learning Instagram is no easy feat. Intention 2020. So I got that idea. I'm very I plan things a lot. And one day one evening I was lying on my bed and I looked at the board where I write my goals that I want to achieve. And I'm like, wouldn't it be great if I did a workshop around that?
Right.
Right?
Like a vision board.
Yeah. Somewhat. So what? I've kind of evolved from vision boards a little, but yes. And so I was like, wouldn't it be great? And I ran the idea by a friend of mine, and he was like, that's a fantastic idea. I think that you should go for it. And so I started planning and doing it. So what it was open to 20 participants, and it was about setting the stage for your year. And what I usually do, me personally, because what I taught is what I do and what I've seen work, I set intentions around 6 areas in my life, right? And I call them intentions because when you intend to do a thing, to me, it sounds better than a goal.
Okay.
Goals to me personally sounds,
lofty and
lofty.
out in the ether.
Yes, that's just me.
Yeah.
But when you intend, like you set out to do something, it has more energy and it has more weight behind that. So that is why I call it Intention 2020. And so I did the workshop and I shared with the ladies who were there how to craft intentions around these areas. And it was around mental, health, money. I can't remember the others, but there were 6 of them.
Right.
There were 6 of them that I taught them how to set intentions around. They had goodie bags. I got them a whiteboard so that they can write their intentions. I got some magazines, and they were able to do a little bit of vision boarding. And yeah, it was really, really good. I had it at Carambola. And Kevon, you're so right. This year, I wanted to have a virtual seminar, but I was caught up doing another project. So next year, for sure, there will be another Intention 2020.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that the participants would have seen real value being added to their lives based on what they would have learned.
Yeah, I got really great feedback, really, really great feedback, and I was really proud of it. So.
Yeah, I remember watching a lot of some of the. I followed some of the persons that attended, and I remember seeing them post some of the stuff they learned, and all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, well, I want to go.
Well,
but it's not for me. But I just saw from those tiny clips, I saw how much value was in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I'm happy you brought that up because I got you some gifts. I gave.
I know Waveney love us.
Long time.
I gave I gave a part of the goodie bags that the participants got. They got mugs and they got journals, and so I brought you guys
I did need a journal.
a people brand journal. I know it's pink, but just think
Men love
about
pink.
it's tapping into your creative side.
My particular brand
Pink
of
Amy
masculinity is fine with pink.
Okay, and
Pink
it
is a
says.
color. It don't matter to me.
It says you are what you think, you become what you think. All right, and
Oh my
it's
God,
positive.
I did need a new journal. I'm so happy.
All right, so I got 3 of them.
I've been called toxic and told that I should
Thank you
start
very
journaling,
much.
So
Yeah.
There you go. Kevon, we're going to FedEx yours to space.
Thank you very much. I love that. But you piqued my interest because you told me that the intention workshop for this year got sort of postponed because you're working on another project. Is that a project you can tell us about?
Absolutely. So absolutely. So the project I was working on was my coaching program. So when persons join my coaching program, it's blended learning, right? Because adults and children, I suppose, they learn differently. So there is a one-on-one session with me. That's the coaching aspect of it. There is a platform that I use. And so in that platform has videos, templates, PowerPoint presentations. There are 6 modules that people work through to help them. And the program is called Communicate to Influence.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that is what I was working on. And so I could not take my focus off that because I needed to complete it.
Yeah, that was an intention. Right
So
there.
you said persons. Are these? I know you cater specifically to women, but is persons? Does that include men as well, or are you still focusing on the women?
The reason I switched to women because what I realized is women were the ones who were, when I was thinking about niching down, women were the ones who were coming to me with guidance, right?
Right.
I am open to coaching men. I am definitely open to doing that. All they have to do is, if persons are interested, then there's a book now button on Facebook, and I think there's one on Instagram. The link in my bio, and it gives you a series of questions that you complete, and then we have a call and we can discuss more what your particular need is as it relates to being a new leader, or maybe you are transitioning, whatever, and we'll see if I am the right fit for you.
Right.
And then we'll move forward from there. But that is what I was working on, my Communicate to Influence program. There's also a link in my bio on Instagram that leads you to a sales page that gives you all the information as well. On that.
What page would that be?
It's a sales page.
No. What's your handle for the pages? Where can people find you?
My website is under construction. It's under construction. That's why. It's lead pages, but I've linked it to Bitly to shorten it.
Right.
So I don't know the Bitly handle off.
But what
off the
about
top of my head.
the Instagram page and your
Yeah,
Facebook
if people wanted to
page?
follow you on Instagram.
Also, it's
what's
at People's Brand SKN.
All right.
I think that-
At People's
and then there's
Brand.
Facebook too. Facebook is just
The same thing.
People's brand.
Yeah, at People's Brand SKN, and they can have find all that information there.
All right, sweet.
Nice.
Sweet.
Well,
Yeah.
Auntie Waveney, it was a pleasure having you. You know, I love talking to you.
Yes, it's a pleasure being here.
But guys, unfortunately, we have to go home. They're
Time
cooking
flies when
some
you're
building.
having fun.
And I have to go to work.
Oh,
I think
there
this
you go.
is one of my this is now one of my favorites. One of my favorite interviews we've done.
I hope you're just
It's
saying
very
that because
Aw.
she gave you a mug
very
and a book,
fun. Yeah.
I think I
I like learning about things in a conversational, fun, friendly way. And I think we
Nice.
did just that.
Nice.
Yes.
Indeed.
Nice.
Indeed.
Well, Azem,
Well, guys, it's been fun. We're going to have to call it a day, unfortunately. It's Tuesday, May 4th. Oh, today, May the 4th be with you. Yes.
Today is Cinco de Mayo, or is tomorrow?
It's tomorrow.
What is Cinco is? Oh, tomorrow.
Oh, yes,
Tomorrow.
5, yes.
Yeah, today is Star Wars Day. May the 4th.
Really?
Yeah.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah. May the 4th be with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah. But yeah, guys, it's been a pleasure having you guys here with us on Island Tea. Big up to all of the regulars. Big up to all the people who, for some strange reason, stumbled on the show today.
Hey.
And hopefully you decide to come back with us again tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. But yeah, guys, it's been really fun. Remember to like us, share, subscribe, comment, interact in any way possible with us on Facebook and YouTube at WINN WINNMedia SKN. Also, you could check us out on Instagram at Island TSKN.
So many places to find us.
So many places to find
Also,
us.
stay tuned to our website for all of your news articles, to keep abreast with what's happening in the country and the Caribbean and the world. We post all those things daily. It's WINNmediaskn.com.
Yes, sir. And with that,
We'll turn it over to what you calling him today? What new name you want to give him today?
what's that new name? It's what he is. I just call him what he is.
Okay. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
The chapstick done, the Duke of Frigippe, the Prosecco Papi, aka the one with a million faces, the one and only Kevon Hanley.
Because you can't be everybody's cup of tea. You know why? Let me tell you why. Come let me tell you why.
Tell us.
Because you's not a mug. You's not a mug. See you tomorrow.